before the Deputy President regarding Gachagua by a letter dated 23rd of October 2024, did file a complaint against all your lordships, and this complaint was acknowledged by the Judicial Service Commission that it has been received. Then there is an issue that required disclosure. According to the petitioners, I wasn't even aware of this, I saw it today. According to the petitioners, is that there is a very close relationship between one of your lordships, the Honorable Judge Mrima, and the Speaker of the National Assembly, who is the Speaker of the Senate, who is a member of here. That close relationship, according to the petitioners, is one that ought to have been disclosed so that parties could be able to make up their mind that are you comfortable? And we do that every day. I've actually not proceeded in a number of matters for some of the judges who are my classmates saying, keep your this, you are close to your friends, are you comfortable? That question ought to have been raised. That issue was not raised, and as a result of that issue not having been raised, and now having come to public notice, the petitioners are of the view that it would not be proper to be able to proceed in this matter.
Could he please, to assist us to respond, set out the nature of that relationship and where it is expounded in the affidavit?
Well, my Lord, I thought that can actually come during the response, as I say.
No. The duty, the burden of establishing facts is on the person pleading the facts. So we want to know that relationship so that we can respond to it.
Yes, my Lord. I have no problem whatsoever. There is a written affidavit. My Lord, in paragraph 6 of the supplementary affidavit, it reads as follows: whereas I was not aware about the relationship between the Honorable Justice Mrima, who is among the three judges in this matter, and the fourth respondent, that is Kingi, it has been brought to my attention that the Honorable Judge and the fourth respondent, Speaker of the Senate, are very close friends as demonstrated as here under. 1. The respondent attended the wedding ceremony of the judge and they took a photograph with him. In a post on social media, he indicated. I thought I should.
We are not here to destroy profession. Disclosing some of the details may not be the right thing. I think if one should make a reference in a tactical manner.
My Lord, hearty congratulations to my long-time friend. That was underlined by the, and the source is Right Honorable Amason Jeffa Kingi, BGH. The petitioners said the issue, and that is the issue that I picked during my submission, that there is a long-term friendship between the judge and the party. That long-term friendship ought to have been disclosed. I say that. Then it goes on to say, on the occasion of the renewal of your marriage vows with your beloved wife, this is now there, evidence that they are giving. You are a true testimony to the belief that spouses resolve to stick with each other through thick and thin, great things can happen. I wish the two of you the very best in this long journey, and pray that God continues to bless this union and review with wisdom and the patience that comes with marriage and family life. Hongera kakangu. And below there is the photograph where a gift is being given by the Honorable Mr. Kingi, Senator, to the couple of Judge Mrima and I believe his spouse. That is the annexure that was put by the petitioners in proof of the fact that there is a close relationship, a close friendship that under the law ought to have been disclosed, given that Kingi is a very important party for purposes of the case against the Senate that debauched everything and has come here to defend those impeachment proceedings.
The application has also indicated that Justice E. Ogola is closely associated with his spouse, who serves in the Water Kenya Towers agency. The averments of our clients, Your Lordship, is that this is a matter that ought to have been disclosed at the inception of the proceedings.
Let me get you right. You mean the judge is closely associated with the wife?
No, I didn't say that. That is not my statement.
Yes, what is it that you said? Repeat for the record.
May I repeat for the record? So that the court may not again misquote me.
Proceed.
Your Lordship, the spouse of His Lordship, one Florence Oluoch Auma.
You depend to that issue?
Yes?
There's a disposition to that
Yeah,
issue?
there is a disposition to that issue, Your Lordship.
That Florence is the wife?
Yes, there is.
Paragraph?
Yes, paragraph. Paragraph 13 of the supporting affidavit, as read with paragraph 11 of the further affidavit. She holds a position in the Kenya Water Towers Agency, an appointment that was done pursuant to the Gazette notice number 7515 of 2013, for and on behalf of the presidency by Siopan Tuya. Your Lordship, it may go on record that the sixth respondent who initiated or made this appointment is a party in these proceedings, and that the parties.
No, my Lord, that's not factually correct.
I'm not getting you right, and I'm sorry for intervention.
Where are you lost, my Lord?
Here. If I'm looking at the same document as you,
Yes.
the Gazette Notice 7515 was issued on the 7th day of June 2023 by Soipan Tunya,
That's correct.
Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry.
That's correct.
The sixth respondent in this proceedings is who?
He's the president.
Then, where is the next one?
I'll get there. I'll get there. Your Lordship, the cabinet under the Constitution is constituted of the president, and the cabinet secretaries appointed there rather, and the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. That Siopan Tuya is an agent of the presidency. Your Lordship, one of the issues that was before the impeachment was that the deputy president, the petitioner herein, indicated that Kenya is a shareholding country. There are shareholding agreements before you, and that positions either in parastatals or corporations were to be shared in accordance to that share agreement.
My Lord, that is the reason why his client got impeached. That is not anything that is before you for determination. That is the reason he got impeached.
You'll be given an opportunity to respond. Even if you are itching, Mr. Nyamondi, take your call. Your Lordship, it is my client's submissions that Florence Auma Oluoch may have been a beneficiary of that shareholding. Your Lordship, finally, Your Lordship, we have...
Just a minute.
It is extremely unfair and unjust, especially for an advocate to mislead or what you have said to play to the gallery like evidence. Can you read paragraph 12 of the affidavit? So that he does, no.
Yes.
Let's hear it from him, where he says that the Senate board is chaired by the president, who has. So can you kindly do it properly so that you don't?
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Excuse me. No, excuse me. No.
Hold on.
Your honors, your ladyship and my lords, they will have time, as you said, to respond and say all these things. If he's saying nonsense, they'll stand up and say so. But this constant interruption is intended to derail this hearing. Let them respond when their time comes. Yes.
And
stop bullying people.
And we abhor the condescending nature of the respondents. Everybody here has been instructed by a client either to speak sense or nonsense. So that being the case, the condescending attitude is completely objectionable. And everybody should take their seat and use their time with sense. If sense can only come from them, they do it during their time.
Thank you very much. Sir, can I finish what
My
I'm
Lord,
saying?
may I be protected to urge my application and the respondents be granted opportunity to
Let me
respond?
finish what I was saying.
You will have your time.
I know I will have
to
my
respond.
time, but please, this is the application being presented. Let's not have other things.
It
that
has
are
been
not
served
happening.
upon you.
You will respond.
Just permit me to say one thing. Just one thing.
Your Honor, if I'm allowed to just say something.
Just a minute.
It be noted that, Your Lordship, that the chair of this board is directly appointed by the President, the six respondents in this case. Your Lordship, may I submit again that the perception out there is that this bench has been constituted for a particular purpose, and that the bench is just a mere conveyor belt, and that the parties herein will not have the chances to have justice of their case being dispensed. Your Lordship, I have annexed a tweet by Senior Counsel Ahmed Nasir, annexed in our affidavit at paragraph 12, and I would wish to read that tweet, Your Lordship. And Ahmed Nasir, Your Lordship, is a senior member of this bar, a senior counsel, and Your Lordship, here it goes. The conservatory orders will be discharged by the three-judge bench, latest by next week, if not by Friday. Even as we approach you, Your Lordship, the perception out there is that this bench is part of the conspiracy.
My Lord, may I object to that? Ahmed Nasir is not the law.
Your Lordship,
He speaks not to the law. Ahmed Nasir has also an affidavit. He is not a witness, my Lord. How does Ahmed Nasir, and we have 64 senior counsel, how does Ahmed Nasir, how can his tweet inform submission before this court?
may I answer that, Your Lordship, to the good professor, that we are speaking about perception. The standard of a bystander, the reasonable man, a fair-minded man in the status and the character of a senior counsel, Ahmed Nasir says, and the president's lawyer says, we cannot receive justice. That is the standard.
My Lord, Ahmed Nasir says that this court will quash
Mr.
the
Chairman,
impeachment of
you are trying
Rigathi.
to respond.
No, but the point is, he then speaks in your favor. Pick that line.
Let him respond.
You will not teach me how to submit. You will pick the line that you so wish. For me, I am saying, Your Lordship, that the perception out there is that this bench has been constituted as a conveyor belt. Finally, Your Lordship, this court will remember that on the 16th of October, we moved the court for a mention on the 18th. The court declined to grant that mention and slated our file to be mentioned on the 29th of October. But when they were moved by parties in these proceedings, the court was generous and gracious enough even to sit on a weekend, to sit on a Saturday. Noting that we were before you, you slated our matter for the 29th and never saw the urgency. Your Lordship, how can a fair bystander be convinced that this court will dispense with substantive justice. How can it be said that this court is impartial? Your Lordship, the question of a spouse being linked to a judge, as indicated by Rule 47, is of paramount importance and something that cannot be ignored. Why didn't the court disclose to us? Why did the court conceal? If the court can conceal such kind of apparent evidence, what else is it capable of concealing? Your Lordship, permit me to indicate that in our affidavit that would wish to expunge paragraph 16 of our affidavit, supporting affidavit, will not rely on it, and paragraph 10 of the same affidavit will not rely on the same. But the standard, Your Lordship, is that of a bystander. Ahmed Nasir spoke, and he has a following of over 1 million on his Twitter handle. That is, the perception has been created to the Kenyans that this bench, 1, is a conveyor belt, 2, it is considered for a particular mission, 3, it's part of the conspiracy. Your Lordship, we urge you to uphold our application and grant the prayers sought. Your Lordship, my learned friend Mr. Masharia will highlight on the authority with the authority in support of my submissions and those of Kibe.
Yes. Let him read those paragraphs,
Yes.
so that we can sit down.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, protect him from these tutorials that he's getting from this.
Order, please. Order. Please read us paragraph 10.
Your Lordship, I wish to say that most respectively, I wish to say no more in respect to the paragraph.
This is a direction from court. Read paragraph 10 and paragraph 16. Read
Paragraph 16 reads,
paragraph 10 first.
may I have some peace, Your Lordship?
No, listen, please, listen.
Who is in conduct?
Listen. Bana Njiru,
Yes, Your Lordship, I'll read.
you have applied to expunge
Yes,
paragraphs 10 and paragraph 16.
Yes, Your Lordship.
Can you read those paragraphs which you intend to expunge?
Your Lordship, paragraph 16 says that...
Paragraph 10.
And Your Lordship, may I take note that these paragraphs have been expunged?
We have not expunged those paragraphs. It is your application.
Expunged them. The petitioners have credible information that Honorable Mrima is a close associate to the proposed Deputy President, one Mr. Kindiki, and that the said judge failed, refused, or neglected to disclose those facts to the parties at the inception. The basis of the application to expunge that particular paragraph is on the basis that the same has been linked to the affidavit sworn in petition 015. Paragraph 16, that Lady Justice Mugambi is convicted as she should excuse herself, as she was Mr. Kindiki's LLM student at Moi University.
We have no LLM program at Moi University.
Professor
You will
Jenda,
have your time to submit, sir. Don't eat him. And that's why I'm expunging it. That's why I'm expunging this paragraph. That is what my client said.